The Hadley Institute for the Blind and Visually Impaired presents iFocus, tips on using the vision accessibility features in iOS. In today's installment, we'll look at setting an alarm. Hello, my name is Douglas Walker. Today, we are going to be setting an alarm, and we're using our iPhone for today's demonstration. And we have a really great alarm that is built right into our clock app. So how about we go ahead and jump right in and launch our clock app to find our alarm and get started here. Okay, so our clock app is right here on our desktop. So we'll just go ahead and flick to our clock app here, and we'll flick to it.
Clock, 9:59 a.m. Double tap to open. Actions available.
Okay, so here's our clock app. So we'll just single finger double tap to open it up here. And we'll just single finger double tap anywhere on our screen here. So we'll just double tap.
Clock, edit button.
Okay, yeah, we've opened up here in our world clock screen. But how about we first begin by first talking a little bit about our clock face interface here. Now, we have 5 tabs that are located right across the bottom edge of our screen here. And activating any of these tabs will actually open up a totally new screen in which we're able to interact. It really is almost like having 5 apps within one app here because each one of these tabs is going to do a totally different time-related task for us. Again, just like we said, these tabs are located right here across the bottom edge of our screen. And our alarm tab is actually our second tab down here. And our second tab is going to be located near the bottom left corner of our screen down here. So how about we go ahead and touch in the bottom left corner of our screen here to sort of orient ourselves to the first of our tabs here. And so we'll just touch. We'll touch our first tab down here in the bottom left corner.
Selected, world clock, tab, 1 of 5.
Great, so here's our first tab, and of course this just VoiceOver announced that this is our world clock tab, and we also heard VoiceOver announce that our world clock, as we mentioned earlier, is the one that's currently selected. So we know for sure that our world clock interface here is, of course, currently visible for us. Now, like we said, our alarm is actually our second tab here, so we'll go ahead and just right-flick one time to find our alarm tab here. So we'll just right-flick one time.
Alarm, tab, 2 of 5.
Okay, so here we are on our alarm tab. Okay, remember our world clock tab, it's currently selected, so we'll just need to single-finger double tap to select or open up our alarm tab for us here. So we'll just single finger double tap, and we'll double tap again anywhere on our screen.
Selected, alarm, tab, 2 of 5.
Okay, so our alarm tab is now open for us, and our alarm clock interface is now totally visible for us here. Okay, so my iPhone actually serves as my alarm clock every morning, and it hasn't let me down so far. Pretty good alarm clock here. Now, we're just going to go ahead and explore the orientation of our alarm clock interface here. Now, our focus is still down here on our alarm clock tab. But in the top left corner of our screen here, we have been given an edit button. So let's just orient ourselves to the top of our screen by just touching our edit button here in the top left corner. And so we'll just touch up here in the top left corner of our screen, and we'll just touch.
Edit, airplane mode on, edit button.
Okay, and there it is. Great. So here we are, like we said, on our edit button. And now our edit button really is great because it gives us the ability to delete or make changes to any of our existing alarms. All right, so we're going to check out, I tell you, a much faster way in just a bit that we have for deleting any of our alarms. However, it's great to know that we have the ability to come here to our edit button and edit any of our alarms if we like. And so that's pretty great for us. But let's go ahead and just right click for now. And we'll just right click. We'll flick here.
Alarm heading.
Great, so here's our alarm heading. Now, our alarm heading is located right here in the top center of our screen, and it's right below the time in our status bar. So we know for sure that we're actually in the right place here, or in the right screen. So that's good. So we'll just go ahead and right click from here, and we'll just right click.
Add button.
Okay, so here's our add button, and it's in the top right-hand corner of our screen here. And you've probably already guessed that our add button is going to give us the ability to add a new or an additional alarm, which is good. Okay, so we'll return to this add button in just a bit. However, we'll just continue to right-click and explore for now. Now, when we do right-click again, we're going to be placed right in our list of alarms here. Let's go ahead and just right-click to our first alarm, and we'll just right-click here.
6:10 a.m. alarm, every weekday, switch button on. Double tap to toggle setting, actions available.
Okay, so here is our first alarm, and we heard VoiceOver announce a couple of things for us here, where we're told that our alarm is set for 6:10 a.m. in the morning. We're told that our alarm is currently turned on, and we were also given some other really great hints too as well. VoiceOver announced that we could double tap to toggle our alarm on and off right here if we like. And we were also told that we have some actions available for us here. Now, if we aren't yet familiar with actions, actions are additional options that we're able to flick up our screen, or we can flick down our screen to cycle through these actions. Now, we mentioned earlier that we have a really easy way for deleting any of our existing alarms that are in our list here. And the option to delete an alarm is actually one of our action options. So how about we check that out? We'll just do this. We'll just flick down to activate our first action here. And so we'll just flick down our screen one time here. We'll flick down.
Delete.
All right. That's pretty great because the VoiceOver announced delete. So, of course, all we would need to do is just single finger double tap, and our 6:10 a.m. alarm that we're sitting on right here would be deleted. But I don't want to do that because I need this alarm to wake me up in the morning. All right, so anyway, let's just go ahead and just flick down again, and we'll check out our other action feature here, cycle through it here. So we'll just flick down our screen again, and we'll flick down.
Activate default.
Okay, VoiceOver announced activate, and we heard that this is our default action here. So we know that if we were to single finger double tap, that we would simply just toggle our alarm now on and off because that's our default action. So that's pretty great. I tell you, I really do like it anytime I hear that we have action features available because they're pretty great for us. Okay, so we only have one other alarm in our list here, and we could just right click to it like we did this one. However, let's go ahead and set up a new alarm for us now. Now, remember, we have our add button up here in the top right-hand corner of our screen. So let's go ahead and just touch our add button here. And so we'll just touch our add button.
Add button.
Okay, so here we are. So we'll just go ahead and just single finger double tap to add a new alarm here. So we'll just double tap.
Add alarm, cancel button.
Okay, now we have a whole new screen or interface here, and we've actually been placed on our cancel button up here in the top left-hand corner of our screen. Now, of course, we would activate our cancel button here if So maybe we decided we don't need a new alarm after all, but we don't want that. So we'll just go ahead and just right click from here to explore the rest of our screen here. So we'll just go ahead and right click here, and we'll right click.
Add alarm heading.
Okay, so here's our add alarm heading. So we know for sure that we are in the right place. Okay, so let's just right click again from here, and we'll right click.
Save button.
Okay, so here's our save button in the top right hand corner of our screen here. And now we'll come back here to our save button once we have finished adding all of our alarm attributes here. Now, our next item is kind of interesting. It's called a picker item. Okay, so we have our voiceover hints turned on. So when we right click to our picker, we're going to hear some really great hints for how we can actually interact with our picker here. So we'll just right click, and we'll right click to our picker here.
10 o'clock, picker item, adjustable. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
Okay, like we said, here's our first picker item here, and our picker item is, of course, just what it sounds like. We're able to flick up or flick down our screen to pick our desired time increments here. Now, like we said, we heard some really good hints for us there, and the voiceover told us that we can flick up or flick down our screen to move or advance through our picker here. So how about we go ahead and set our alarm for 2:30 p.m. here. Okay, so let's go ahead and just flick up and through our hours here. Of course, we could flick down if we like, but let's just flick up for now, and we'll just flick up.
11 o'clock.
All right, we'll flick up again.
12 o'clock.
Remember, we're headed to 2 o'clock here.
1 o'clock.
And we'll flick up one more time.
2 o'clock.
Great. And now we have our picker set for 2 o'clock, or our picker anyway. So how about we just right click here to our next picker, and this will be our minutes picker. So we'll just right click here, and we'll right click.
08 minutes, picker item, adjustable.
Great. So
swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
Okay, talking over my hints here. So this is good. So how about we just flick up, and we get the same hints that we can flick up or down here. So let's just flick up our screen to our minute picker here, and we'll flick to 30 minutes here. So we'll just flick up until we reach 30 minutes. So we'll just flick up. And
09 minutes.
now remember, we're going to be moving by
10
minutes
minutes.
here. So we have quite a few flicks to do.
11 minutes.
Every time you hear a new
12 minutes.
announcement
13
here.
minutes. 14 minutes. 15 minutes. 16 minutes. 17
Looks
minutes.
like I go faster. I'll
18,
flick up.
19, 20, 20, 20, 20, 24, 20, 26 minutes. 27, 28, 29, 30 minutes.
Okay, and this is great. We've got 30 minutes picked in our picker here, so we'll just right-click again to our AM, PM.
PM.
here.
Picker item. Adjustable. Swipe up or down with one finger to adjust the value.
Okay, and this is the last of our picker items here, and we can just flick up or down to cycle through AM or PM for us here. So let's do just that. We'll just flick up here and see what we have. So we'll flick up.
PM. PM.
Okay, now if we wanted AM, we'd just flick down like this.
AM.
But we're going to flick back up and flick to PM. It
PM.
doesn't actually rotate or cycle all the way around there. So here we are at PM. We'll stop right here. Now, we don't want to wake up at 2:30 a.m., so we'll stay on PM here. Okay, so now that we have our alarm times set, let's go ahead and check out our other alarm attributes that are down here. So we'll just go ahead and continue to right-click through our screen here, and we'll just right-click.
Repeat. Never.
Okay, so here's our repeat button, and this is pretty great. We have the ability here to set our alarms to go off either every day or only on certain days if we like. If we wanted to set this only to go off during weekdays or the weekends, that'd be pretty great. Now, we're not going to totally explore this repeat button, but hey, it's great to know that it's here if we need it. So it's pretty cool. All right, so let's right-click from here, And we'll just right-click.
Label alarm.
Okay, so here we have our label button. Okay, our label button gives us the ability to actually name this alarm if we like. So we could name our alarm something like maybe wake up or wake up call. We could name it any other custom label if we like, but it's kind of cool to be able to name our alarm if you want to. So, okay, so let's just continue to right-click from here, and we'll just right-click.
Sound ripples button.
Okay, so here's our sound button. Now, our sound button gives us the ability for choosing a different sound if we like for each one of our alarms, and so that's pretty great as well. Okay, I think we only have one more attribute here, so we'll flick one more time, and we'll flick.
Snooze switch button on. Double tap to toggle setting.
Yeah, so here's our switch button for snooze. Now, this is a really great feature. Our snooze button gives us the ability to be prompted to either snooze or stop our alarm. Now, like we heard, this is the toggle switch, so we would just single finger double tap here to toggle our snooze on or off here. Okay, so we've reached the end of our alarm attributes here, and of course now we need to save our alarms, so we just need to activate our save button here in the top right hand corner of our screen. So we'll just touch our save button here, and we'll touch.
Alarm save button.
Okay, and here's our save buttons. So we'll just single finger double tap to save our new alarm here, and we'll just double tap.
Save alarm edit button.
Great. We're back in our alarm tab interface here, and we've been placed back on our edit button in the top left hand corner of our screen here. Okay, so our new alarm is now in our list of all of our alarms here, and it's currently turned on. Now, I tell you, it's great to know that once we set an alarm, we're able to exit our clock app if we like, and all of our alarms are going to continue to run in the background here, so we know that our alarms will all sound, or they're going to go off for the times that we have them set, unless of course our iPhone happens to be turned off for us. All right, again, my name is Douglas Walker. Take care, and I'll see you next time. For more from the iFocus series, including many other topics of interest to individuals with vision loss, visit the Videos at Hadley page on the Hadley Institute for the Blind and Visually Impaired website at www.hadley.edu.